What's up, going frying pan people? Oh, sorry. What's up, going frying pan people? Welcome back to the kitchen, playing a game. Okay, Bill.
Good thinking.
I'm ready. You ready?
What's up, going frying pan people? Welcome back to the kitchen. I hope you guys had a good week. I'm gonna try and do 2 uploads because last week I didn't, and it was entirely my fault. That's just all there was to it. It was my fault. But I got some Left 4 Dead. Oh my gosh! I did not know that that would happen. Okay, I guess we're starting the game. We got some Left 4 Dead gameplay because I actually have a specific topic in mind that I wanted to talk about, and it's trust. It's something that I feel like I have a decent amount to talk about. Oh my gosh, I love this game. It is genuinely... Okay, I need to maybe not have it so loud, but I genuinely love this game. And a big reason why I love this game is, you know, because of zombies. I'm a big fan of zombies. Because I feel like zombies are, like, such a... I've talked about it in the past. I feel like zombies are such a very versatile sort of obstacle, if you will. A very versatile problem. Where are they at? And so I actually want to talk about kind of zombies, but kind of just horror in general whenever it comes to trust, because something I've realized is that whenever you take, like, most stories or scenarios and rob it of trust, it becomes horror quite quickly, right? So the couple different things that I want to talk about, the couple different frames or discussions in particular. Hold on, I have it written down. Okay, let me start. The goal of this episode, the goal of this video, is to discuss the widespread and intimate necessity of trust and how to build it and the horrifying truth of how intangible it is. The different things that I'm going to talk about is the social requirement for trust, the interpersonal requirement for trust, the personal requirement for trust, the intangibility, and the necessity of trust, and how I've observed it can be grown or, you know, enhanced. Where's that boomerang? So, anyway, without a further ado, that's what I was going to say earlier before I fell through this, literally fell through the ceiling. But, oh, okay, I guess we just don't have to deal with the boomer. Never mind. All right, but I got him. Yeah, before I literally fell through the ceiling. But yeah, starting off, the social requirement for trust. Is that a jockey? Yes, it is. Get absolutely decimated. Oh, wait. Okay, actually, wait.
Watch where you're shooting.
What's up, Golden Frying Pan people? Welcome back to the kitchen. I hope you're having a good week. Sorry about not uploading last week. That was entirely a mistake on my part. But we're here, and hopefully we're gonna have a... Really? That's actually really lucky. I can't believe that I got this. Wow, this is a really good starting out thing. But yeah, last week I did try. I initially intended... Is that a witch to start off? Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. I have a specific goal. I have a topic in mind that I want to talk about, and that is trust, because I feel like there's quite a bit that can be talked about, and it's something that I think is very interesting to me. So the goal of the video is to talk about trust, and specifically the widespread and intimate necessity of trust, and how to build it. What the? Okay, I guess we're just starting. But yeah, there's different levels of trust, and something that I think is really interesting to show how necessary trust is fundamentally to humans is that, like, whenever you have a scenario which lacks trust, fundamentally does not possess a lot of trust, or actively, you know, is something... Oh, I didn't realize that the TVs would get turned off. Or is actively something playing off of a lack of trust, right? Or an inability to have trust, it tends to be a horror story. You know, whenever trust is taken advantage of or manipulated or whatever, it tends to be, at the very least, not good. It's never really seen as a good thing, and I think that, you know, logically so, because what is trust? Oh wait, I actually hold on. Wait, this isn't even. Wait, two entrances to a boot. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Trust definition is a firm belief in the integrity, ability, or character of a person, thing, or confidence, and reliance of it, right? Which makes sense. There's actually like apparently 13 different definitions in the Oxford dictionary, which I did not know, and I think it's kind of funny. But basically, what it boils down to, and the definition that I gave is okay, cool, awesome. Where are you at? That's great. That's basically the definition that I mean to talk about. We're not going to be talking about trust in the, you know, corporate sense today. That's not necessarily what is discussed. That'll be a different day. But I guess we'll just start. Trust in a societal sense, or at least the lack thereof. This was like really well designed or something like that. Crazy. Well, no, it's not even me. Yeah. Well, that wasn't very smart of you. Okay. As I was saying, I think it's interesting to talk about trust and things like that because most of the scenarios in which you don't have trust, it becomes a horror story, right? And whenever you have, what? Oh, there you are. For the instance of like society, right? Oh, are we nearly towards the end of the level? Oh, we are. No, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. Unfortunately, I feel like I need to restart the level. That sucks. What's up, Golden Frying Pan people? Welcome back to the kitchen. I'm playing some Left 4 Dead with you guys today. Sorry about not uploading on schedule last week, but hopefully I'll have a dual. Hopefully I'll have that you know, other person. Hopefully I'll have the collab to show for later this week, but we'll see. I actually have a discussion that I want to talk about. Trust. It's different forms of trust, how it is a necessity for basic human survival and a fundamental principle of, you know, humanity, as well as different aspects of it, how intangible it is, and how you can build it. So let's get started. Starting off big. I think that because we're playing, this is actually why we're playing Left 4 Dead, is social trust, right? And naturally, whenever you have less intimacy or less immediate interaction, with people, you're probably going to trust them less, because trust is by definition, I actually have there's apparently 13 different definitions. There's a lot of fire axes in this house. There's 13 definitions on the Oxford dictionary, but the one that I'm going to be using is basically firm belief in the ability or character of a person, thing, or in the confidence or reliance in it, right? Okay. And I think that's a pretty logical, you know, take on trust, because it's basically just confidence in. Oh wow, that's right. Sorry, my bad. Hey, buddy, what's up? No. Oops, my bad. Sorry, Bill. most of the time, whenever you have like a random bunch of people, you're probably not going to trust them a whole lot. Why? Because you don't know them. You can't really have a whole lot of confidence in a bunch of strangers. But I'll still say that despite, people generally not believing in strangers and all that kind of stuff, I think that generally, okay, that's awesome. People will believe, or at least hope, that the modern man, the common man, is good to some extent, right? That human beings are at their core, at a functional level. Ah, okay, cool. Good. And whenever you see someone, they will, not try and take a bite out of you. And that is obviously something that is not applicable in a scenario like a zombie virus, or specifically Left 4 Dead. Wait. I prefer the katana. It's not because I like anime, it's because I think it slices better. That's a lot of zombies. But yeah, I think that it's an interesting showing how, like, whenever you cannot trust that the common man, that most people will be good and not try and kill you, how quickly that becomes awesome, of course. How quickly that becomes a horror scenario. How fast. Okay, I cannot see. I don't think we have that many teammates. They didn't kill him yet? Of course not. Why would they do that? Whenever, like, you have so many people, that are clearly not well and you cannot trust, it's an interesting scenario. It's what was that? It's a very interesting scenario, and I think that there's a couple different examples whenever people do not trust society, whenever people do not trust the common man, but something that also tends to be pretty related to it. While it's not the exact same, it is at least a little bit tangential, is a distrust in institutions, because after all, most institutions are just kind of like a extension of individual extensions of individual consensus, right? That at least is what the supposed function of like the government and stuff is. But we've shown that whenever people do not trust the government, we are not nearly. I thought he was a zombie. People are not nearly as efficient. Whenever everybody trusts each other, whenever there is a general sense of belonging in community and confidence in your neighbor, people are way more efficient. But whenever you're not, you have things like the stock market crashing. That was because people no longer trusted the system. One bank closed, and then everyone else was like, oh, banks are like failing. I need to get as much money out of the bank as I possibly can. And then everyone pulled money out of the bank, and then it was not a good time to be alive, because that was one of them. It wasn't the only thing that caused the Great Depression, but it was a pretty big thing. And as far as it goes, some other things that happen in real life is like McCarthyism, with the rise and fear of communism, and the whole Red Scare, if you will. And that being a big part that contributed to a lot of fear, a lot of people's anguish. It was a very big deal. People lost their lives simply because of a general collective fear that had been placed in them about communism and what it was going to do to you and your family, and how evil it was and stuff like that. And we're not to talk about. Oh, hi there, buddy. Not necessarily speaking on. Communism is its own discussion for a video. But most of the time, whenever you see things, it's probably not going to be okay. Just casually a sniper rifle on the ground. Yeah, that makes sense. Most of the time, whenever you see like horror media, something that is as big and wide sweeping as like societal distrust. Let's be honest, we don't really trust the society that we're in. Like, obviously, you want to believe that most people are good, but especially with the internet, it's becoming easier. Oh, okay. It's becoming easier and easier to like not believe that anymore, and to think that most people are kind of bad. And I don't really blame anyone for thinking that. Honestly, it tends to be something that is very difficult to not think whenever you see some absolutely horrific thing, It's very clear that humans are messed up. But what I'm saying is that, like, no, where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? Okay, there we go. It tends to be a bit more interesting. We have a bit more of conversation around more interpersonal, the trust about that. Because while you might not necessarily trust, awesome, cool, that's so cool. While you might not necessarily trust, like, society at large, you're probably going to trust your friends. You're going to trust your own judgment, right? You're going to trust what you are able to tell. And so whenever you don't have that sense of trust, whenever you are questioning your friends, the people around you, it becomes a lot... Bill, are you going to do something about that? Cool, thank you. Yeah, I'm just not going to deal with that because, I mean, that's their problem, I guess. But no, trust with, like, individual friends, I think naturally makes the most sense, and it's probably going to be the most casual form of trust that you'll find. Most people might generally believe that, oh, people are good, but they're going to be a lot more adamant that their friends are good. However, there is also a sense of horror, a very real, tangible sense of horror, that you have no idea if the people that are around you even like you. You know, if they're being honest with you, if they're being truthful, if the people that you know that are your friends are actually your friends. You do see this in zombie media as well, but another horror story, specifically, which, you know, people for some reason were idolizing, is Patrick Bateman, I'd say, from American Psycho. He has all of the fundamental human elements that would make him seem human. You know, I don't think I should have done that. Make him seem human. He seems human on the surface level, but there's just something fundamentally off about him, something that he knows. You cannot tell it just by looking at him. You'll not be able to tell it. You'll never be able to tell it. You can look at him for 1,000 years, and it'll just seem like he's, you know, he's one of us, but he's not, right? He lacks something fundamental, something that he knows he just doesn't care to improve upon, right? And so it is a genuine horror story. While I didn't find the movie itself all that scary, the moments that I thought were the scariest, the most chilling, was how normal he was able to seem, just at a surface glance. How he was able to take advantage of people's trust, you know, and the base level of trust that people tend to have in other people. Right? I felt like that was very, very interesting. It was an interesting thing to see. It was very scary that, like, the idea that you can't even tell by looking at someone, by trusting your instincts, by trusting yourself and your own opinion, that, you know, you cannot tell. You are not... Okay, get up. There's a guy up there. You guys should go. Okay, fine. Literally, there's no way I can get around you. Oh, Bill startled it? That's amazing. Thank you. I don't know why he did that, but thanks for taking one for the team, buddy. But yeah, having that sense of disconnect between, like, okay, obviously, yeah, no, that makes sense. Disconnect between the fundamental essence of what you are able to tell and who you trust and what you know to be right, to actually showing what is right. How little you actually... Oh, I'm taking that. How little you actually know. Right? How little you're able to go off of. It's horrific whenever you can't just trust the people that you talk to, that you know of. It's not just that very, like, pie in the sky, oh, I'm sure that, like, most people, like, oh, I hope that most people are good. I hope that I trust that most people are good. Instead of just saying that, it's trusting that the people that you know, that your gauge of people is good. It's scary whenever you can't trust just... What I thought that there was a boomer, but there isn't a boomer. It's scary whenever you can't just trust people. Get him. Get over here. Get over here. Get in the safe room. Cool. Yeah, it's scary whenever you can't just trust the people that are around you. That is horrific, right? But what I think is probably a lot scarier, lot scarier, is gotta be whenever you can't trust yourself. Not being able to trust yourself, obviously, you know, that gets into paranoia and ooh, that's like a cool gun. I like that gun. Did I download this gun? I swear I didn't see this gun like for the first several hours that I was playing this game. I've gone through a whole playthrough of this game and I never saw that gun before, so I might have downloaded it. Regardless, the inability to trust yourself, your own ability, your own perception of things is horrific. There are many stories that are what the? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. There are many stories where you can't. Oh, I'm definitely taking that. Where you can't trust yourself, and it's seen as a very scary, very I don't know particularly the word to say. Whenever you can't trust your own senses, whenever you can't trust your own emotions, it's different than whenever you can't trust other people, because what can you go off of then? What can you go off of in that scenario? Oh.
Huh. Check this out.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, why don't we
Boys, let's start a fire.
Yeah, it's scary whenever you can't just know yourself. There are multiple different Thanks, bro. Multiple different disorders, and there's been so many witches. Holy crap. There's many disorders and many different things which people live through where they can't trust their own things. And it tends to, whenever you can't trust yourself, that is a disability, right? We need to be able to trust ourselves. Whenever our brain tells us that, oh, hey, you know, there is a thing over here, we need to be able to be like, yeah, there is a thing over there, right? If, like, we need to be able to trust that there are people talking to us and they're real. Okay, cool. And that they actually have our best interest in mind. Where's the spitter at? Where's the spitter? Ah, hey guys. Can someone take that Molotov? I don't think they actually can. That sucks. But yeah, as I was saying, it's horrific whenever you cannot trust yourself. Different disorders like schizophrenia, and I guess dementia and Alzheimer's as well would be, in a sense, a lack of trust. But that's more of a fundamental lack of remembering. So that's kind of a disconnect between memory and trust. And so, yeah, I do think. I thought that guy was coming down to say hi, but no, it's just a very big view model, or player, whatever. Regardless, you know what I was saying. You know what I was saying.
Over here.
I'll be taking that. No! Oh, of course. Of course. They won't take the Molotov, but they will take my adrenaline. They will take my adrenaline. Just, you know. Well, then they have to deal with the witch. I'm not dealing with the witch. If they're gonna take my adrenaline, they gotta deal with the witch. I don't care.
Piss off the witch.
Well, shouldn't have done that, Lewis.
Weapons
What is here? Oh yeah, we have to go into the sewer. That's right. That's this. I guess I'll just wait for them. Yeah, I guess I'll just wait for them. But yeah, the lack of trust of yourself, I feel like, is a very fundamental fear. Because that is where you get all of your information. That's where you base everything else off of. You know, naturally, like, we need to be able to trust other people, right? That is a necessity to at least a a very effective society. You cannot have an effective society or friend group with, thank you. There we go. Now I can get behind that. Wait, what is this? I'm not giving my adrenaline to Lewis. Maybe if he took the Molotov, I would, but he's not going to, so I'm not giving my adrenaline to Lewis. But yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, yeah, no, of course, that checks out too. I have adrenaline. Is this a dead end? No, it's not. Cool. Yes, it is actually. Fun fact about that. What I said was not actually true. And it is, in fact, a dead end. Okay. Put... Oh. Did I kill him? Oh, we did. Awesome.
Boy, he smelled bad, but this.
It's almost... It's like it smells like a sewer. Crazy. Yeah, as I was saying, a lack of trust within yourself, a lack of fundamental understanding of, like, what you're able to do is... It's a little scary, guys. I don't know about you. I personally wouldn't love it if whenever I was looking at things... That guy... What? That's some moves. If whenever I was looking at people and things, and I have to, like, check my phone to make sure that, like, oh, yeah, you're... Nope. To make sure that they're real and not a figment of my imagination that is... Did we kill the boomer, or is he just in there? Are we serious? Cool.
Reloading.
Oh, wait. The exit's right there, so it wouldn't have meant anything anyway. That's funny. But yeah. I think that pretty well shows how effectively, like, people... I will take... No, never mind. You don't even have anything. Whenever you don't trust your, you know, individual instincts, whenever you can't trust what your body is telling you, it is scary. Whenever you can't trust what your friends are telling you, or it is scary. Whenever you can't trust your society, the general man, it is scary. Humans need trust. So why don't we just default to it? Well, there are a couple of reasons, right? And I'll get into that once I... Awesome. Thank you. This is great. Yeah, Bill. Come on, you're all right. Get up, Bill. We are like 2 inches from the safe room. Just get in the safe room. Cool. All right, this isn't necessarily going as well as I would have liked, but I still think that it is Bill, you have less health than I do. Okay. This is one of my favorite levels. All right. Let's go. So, why don't we just inherently have trust? Well, there's a couple different reasons. First of all, it's not like you can really measure it. It's not like it's a, you know, there's no meter, you know, whenever you meet someone or whenever you hang out with someone that tells you inherently how much trust that they have in you or how much trust you should have in them. It's entirely intangible. You have no real idea of it. And it's something that is literally your confidence in something else. So it is something that is basically necessary, right? Because you have to assume that other people aren't going to kill you. Like that is a pretty big assumption to live in a society. But even in the scenario... even in the scenario in which you don't, you need to, at the very fundamental level, trust yourself. You need to be able to trust that whenever you say something, whenever you plan for something, that you will do it. And yes, this will eventually be a self-help podcast. Everybody knows it. I cannot help but talk about how to help yourself. But I am a 20-year-old talking. Hey, that's a charger! Talking with no real applicable experience, but I still will tell you about how just so many different ways on how to be better. I'm so well traveled and well versed. But it is a thing. It's intangible, yet it's necessary. There are many people who, get chastised and mocked for having a lack of trust. Whenever, to be entirely honest, I can't necessarily blame them. If you trust the government, like wholeheartedly, without a doubt, without any sort of like problem, that's not the best idea. I'll be so real with you, man. The government has continuously proven themselves to not be super trustworthy through their actions of, taking advantage of people and, I notice. Taking advantage of people and not being honest. Because, let's face it, honesty is an integral part of trust. Because trust is confidence, and you need to be able to actually understand what is being said, right? Like, not necessarily just understand it, but to believe in it. And if they're not honest, how can you believe in what they say? How can you believe in their intention? You cannot. That's the simple fact of it. It's just something that you have to hope for. Since it's intangible, people are very, quick to take advantage of it, right? I read a book called The 48 Laws of Power, and consistently throughout the book, they mock and make fun of honesty and integrity, really. Stating that it's just something that, like, oh, it is what it is, It's nothing big, it's no big deal, it's not even, no one really does it, right? No one's actually really all that honest. No one's actually all that honest whenever you think about it, right? No one really actually cares or to be super truthful all the time. As a matter of fact, it's a detriment to you because it just blunts honesty and truth, blunts and sullies more than it does. What's the other thing he said? Wait. Nope. Didn't mean to do that. I'll take you, and... Okay, cool. I should wait till there's a tank. But yeah, it's intangible, and I can't blame people for not really trusting different institutions or, thank you, guys. Different institutions or, sets of being, right? Because after all, guys, get in, Francis. Awesome, thank you. Get in the elevator. How did I get staggered? I'm in the elevator. Get in the elevator! Okay, we're good. We're fine. Awesome, guys. I trust you guys so much. I trust you with my life. This is my best friends in the world. My bestest friends in the whole world right here. Hi, Bill, Francis, Lewis, Zoe, Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2 remake specifically. But sorry, I'm getting off track. I'm tangenting. But yeah, the 48 Laws of Power, and very frequently we know that people lie. It's just it's a fact of life. People haven't trusted institutions for a while. I actually had a very interesting conversation about the 3 things that made people distrust the government so much more. Because it's not like we always just inherently distrusted the government. There was a time where people were like, oh yeah, the government that has... How did they get... I just realized that guy was in a robe. How did a patient just get up here? Whatever. There was a time where people trusted the government, right? But there was a couple different things that happened that made us not trust them so much anymore. And it's not because politicians used to be so much more noble than they are now. No, politicians at a time always sucked in one way or another. There's just no getting around it. There's no getting around lying, because especially in a scenario like politics of basically just making promises professionally, you're bound to not be able to live up to all of them, and you want to say yes to the people that makes the most promises, but naturally they can't keep all the promises that they make. So inherently politics is flawed. And so all right. Great. Someone should shoot the witch. I don't want to do it, but someone should definitely do it. Okay, thank you, Francis. Now, how did the witch not get caught on? Oh, I got what? Why am I the one being targeted? What is happening here? Francis is the one that. What? Whatever. Whatever. This is stupid. She's sexist. She's just lesbian or something. I don't know. But no. I think we're basically to the safe room, so I'm not gonna waffle and stall. But it is something that, you know, trust is intangible. Despite the fact that, you know, any scenario in which we don't have it, like abundantly don't have it, is scary, trust is still a requirement. It is a requirement for a happy, functional society. Because whenever we trust the government's able to work so much more efficiently, and it is able to be better for us. Whenever we trust the common man, we are happier with the people around us. Whenever we trust our friends, we are happier with our friends, because we're not constantly second guessing them. We're not constantly afraid. We're not isolated. A lack of trust isolates you, and a lack of self-trust entirely isolates you, because at that point you don't even have yourself. Sometimes you cannot trust yourself and trust people around you, but that, you know, that's not necessarily the best idea in itself. Well, take two. I literally was on the chopper, and then a tank showed up and swatted me. It was a whole lot of fun. Bill, I'm out of ammo. Great. That's a tank. I swear, Bill, if I die, it's right, something like that. No, trust is a necessity. Trust is necessary, despite it being difficult. Is there a boomer up there? No, I thought. Despite it being very difficult to procure and very, very impossible to gauge, really. Like to properly gauge, to absolutely concretely know where you're at with somebody and how much trust that you have in them and they have in you is like impossible. You just straight up can't. Obviously, you can do different things to assume and hope and guess, and there's different indicators, but you're never really 100% going to be able to tell. It will change from day to day, from moment to moment. And sometimes it'll go up, and sometimes it'll go down, and you have no control over it, and you have no idea, and they won't tell you why, and it's just great. It's so great whenever things like that happen. But regardless, it's a known fact that they do happen. And that is, you know, what it is. There's not much you can really do about that. Regardless of that, though, it is a necessity. It is a fundamental aspect of being alive. As I stated with all of these instances, you know, whenever you don't trust your society, whenever you don't trust your friends, whenever you don't trust the people that are around you, whenever you don't even trust yourself, it's a horrific existence. Because you're scared, you're isolated, and you're alone. You don't know what to think. All you know is that you don't know who you can be around. You don't know where you're safe, and you don't know what to think. And that's isolating, and that's scary. That is fundamentally scary. Being isolated, being neglected, and everything like that is just the worst.
Okay, the helicopter's coming.
It sucks, and that's actually why I chose Left 4 Dead, because this is a game where you need to have teammates. In Team Fortress 2, despite the fact that it has team in its name, you all can kind of do your own thing and like have your own little adventure or whatever, right? Okay, that's very interesting. Well, they're dead now. Okay, there goes half. Oh my god! As I was just saying, yeah, having other people around is a necessity, and that's why they all immediately died as soon as this round started, of course. Yeah, naturally. No, don't do that. Well, I guess talk about. Nope, that's the game. Wait, no, it isn't. Talk about being able to trust yourself. No, get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. I may have cornered myself, but I'm fine. Get away from me. Everyone get away from me. I'm fine. Don't black screen me. Dang it. Literally immediately, as I'm talking about trust, as I'm talking about the necessity for trust, and being able to literally using Left 4 Dead as a reference, and how okay, well, honestly, that just proves my point. That proves my point, really. You need to have other people. You saw how I immediately was swarmed and died. Like, within genuinely probably a minute, within me saying that people are necessary to be able to play this game, and teamwork is required. It's required for me to trust the people that are around me, even if they are just bots. I need to be able to trust the competency of these bots, or else I will not be able to play the game. Yeah, no better example than it literally happening like 5 seconds. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of them just like chilling out right there. Happening literally like 5 seconds after. But yeah, I feel like that's a great example. That's case in point. You need people to play this game, because without it, it's isolating. You are weaker whenever you are alone. Things are so much more efficient. You're so much more effective. It's the thing of misery shared is misery halved, and joy shared is joy doubled, right? Whenever you are productive with someone else, whenever you have someone that boosts your productivity, that you trust because you believe in them, because you have confidence in them, you are able to be so much more effective. You are able to be so much more. You are able to be more than just the cumulative of yourself and the cumulative of them. Whenever you have someone else, you are not just operating at 200%. You are operating at like 250 to 300%, because you're motivated. You are working hard, and you're working effectively to be the best person you can be, because you trust them. That cannot exist without trust, and it's the exact same thing with yourself. You cannot plan things. You cannot plan schedules and events if you don't trust yourself to do it. If you plan to be in the, you know, like, oh, hey, let's go. I'm gonna go to the gym this year, even though you tried it the exact same thing last year, and you don't trust yourself because you've done it before. And whenever you did it before, nothing happened. While you said that you would do it, nothing happened. That is the biggest thing that, you know, shoots down trust. And ironically, it's the exact same thing that builds it. Action. Whenever you say something and you follow through with it. Whenever you are able to mean what you say. It's not just for other people. Whenever you promise yourself at night, I'm going to be better. Whenever you promise yourself that I'm going to wake up on time. Whenever you promise yourself that you are going to be with integrity. Whenever you promise yourself that you are going to be that person that you say you're going to be. And whenever you continue acting upon it. Whenever you do every day the difficult thing that you were not doing beforehand. Hi, Shaggy. Whenever you do the thing that you had not been doing beforehand. Whenever you are someone that you can trust, whenever you have integrity, whenever you have confidence in yourself, to believe in yourself, then you will do it. You will not do it if you believe that you are lying to yourself. You will not do it if you don't trust yourself. Simply put, you will not do it if you don't trust yourself. The simple way to trust yourself is to do trustable things. You won't start off out the gate with a high amount of, I think a good way of putting it, this is going off of a book that I was reading recently, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. They were talking about relationships with other people, and talking about how big integrity and trust and honesty is with other people. And I agree wholeheartedly with it. It's not only important to have trust and integrity for other people, but as I just said, it's vital to have trust and integrity. Dang it. For yourself, right? Of course it is, because then you're able to be an effective person. You're not passively in your life. You are an active part of your life. You trust whenever you say something. Oh, I thought you were a zombie. I couldn't see! Ah, man. But yeah, whenever you have something that you understand. Okay, all right, let me refocus. Let me recenter. Basically what it said is that trust is like a bank account, right? Where you make small investments through actions. Uh-oh. That's how we died last time. You make small investments through actions, through doing things, through fulfilling promises, through being the person that you say you're going to be. You make small deposits, and then afterwards, with that integrity, or what's the actual word? What's the actual word? Ah, I'm so good at that. Where's he at? Where's he at? That's a jockey. Did you not hear me say that that's a jockey? Okay, thank you, Lewis. Did not notice. Ow. How did he get me? Whenever you have that sense of trust in yourself, whenever you have that frame of mind that there is, like, you're putting more down. It's not just, you know, something wild going into some nowhere account. It's just going into the aether, if you will. It is something that is building up. It creates, what is it called? Is it equability? Equity. It creates equity. You can't just buy a house if you haven't proven that you can handle your money. Well, some people can, but most people can't. You need to have credit. You need to have, basically, trust from the bank that you are going to do what you say you're going to do. Just to put it simply. And that is, it tends to be manipulated, and people don't trust that in itself. But I think it makes sense. It makes sense for them to want to, you know, make sure that their money isn't just going into some hole somewhere, right? That isn't flawed. Now, the way that they go about it, I'm not entirely confident in, but regardless, it is something that is understandable. And so whenever you have other people, it's important to have that bank account, because you're going to make withdrawals, and if you don't put in savings, if you don't continuously put money in, or, you know, trust in, you're not going to be able to withdraw anything. You just won't. There's nothing going to be there for you to withdraw. And so whenever, you know, you need someone's trust, whenever you need your own trust, you're going to need to be able, whenever you need these big, get wrecked. Whenever you need these big loans, okay, it didn't matter in the end. Oh, I got it. Whenever you need these big loans from people, whenever you need these big trust things from yourself as well, you know, not necessarily the promise that, oh, I'm going to get into shape, but the promise that I'm going to be better. There's so many different ways. You just missed, bro. I was like twiddling my thumbs and everything, and you missed. But no, whenever you have these instances and scenarios of there he is. Hey, he also missed. I was very lucky. I just started to stand still. But yeah, where is he at? It's difficult to exist without trust. It is a fundamental necessity, as I hopefully have properly conveyed. Yes, you can get through you can get through. No, you can get through. Keep trying. Is he stuck? Oh, he was stuck. That's hilarious. Makes it easy for me. But yeah, whenever you have, you cannot exist without trust. Regardless of what people say, trust being a commodity, trust is required. And you should be honest with people. You should be honest with yourself. Don't be harsh on yourself. Be honest. Have integrity. Be someone that someone can believe in. I guess that's the point that I'm making this. No. What the? Where did that guy go? He just went into space. Guys, thank you. Thank you. All right. Awesome. Let's get going. I have 8 health. That's what adrenaline's for. Hey. Hey, that works. Did he just... But yeah. That was a lot more rambly. I don't know if that came out how I wanted it to, but regardless, I trust that you guys had a good week, and I'll see you guys later. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next one. This one was decently fun. I think it'd be more fun with other people around. And I don't necessarily know if the conversation that I had was the best, but hey, it is what it is. I'll see you guys next time.